Hello there, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. I'm Xterminator, and I'm happy to have you joining me here again for episode 2 of our First Impressions playthrough. And I've done some looking around, some thinking, some consideration, also some energy regeneration. So I just threw in some plant fuel and some wood into here. Now, I've looked through the tech tree, and I cannot for the life of me find the energy fuel cell that we initially had to start with that would go into here. The next best thing I can find is this here, where we can take energetic graphite, basically from coal, it looks like, and then turn that into a decent energy source. So we're going to try to head that way. I do want to get this first because this unlocks a lab which can do research for us, I'd imagine, and then also the electromagnetic matrix, which is kind of our first really like self-contained research ingredient item that all these will take. So I need to make 4 circuit boards. I have 6 out of 10. I need to make 10 magnetic coils. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's just make 4 here. And then we need quite a few magnetic coils. We're missing the iron. So we're going to run over here. And get this going. Now we will also want to start creating a mining machine for the iron here, as well as smelters. I did just unlock, off camera, I unlocked the assembly machine, which will be really helpful to us. That'll allow us to actually, make some of this automatically rather than just by hand. So if we go into here, we want to make 10 of these. Take a little bit, but do that. Get some more of this iron while we're here. Now this is of course consuming energy. I think while I'm over here I'm going to go ahead and get some wood. The wood does seem to give more energy than the plant fuel. The plant fuel is probably a bit easier to harvest, but so we get some from that anyway. And then we get this, so there's that. Somewhere we were getting like organic crystal, so that's a little bit of fuel as well. It's rare apparently, or we're just getting it from plants, so maybe not that rare. But we do have our smelted plate here, and this is going to finish researching, and then this is where we probably would like to start actually doing some automated research. So let's go ahead and see what we can do about making stuff to get our iron going. So we will need a mining machine here. I'm going to make just one of these for now. Then we will need a smelter as well, so I'm going to make another one of those. And then we can only make 1 belt. We are, of course, then out of the iron, but we can get started. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, get over here, and we can probably actually set up this stuff. So we actually had a bunch of smelters. I keep forgetting about mining machine here. For ourselves, figure out how can we get the most utilization out of this patch. So this is 4. That's also 4. This looks like 6. So I think this may be our best option. That actually 2, 4. That's 6 as well. And then this one we could kind of cover. I think maybe we'll do like that. Okay, so we've got that. I'm gonna go ahead and let's quit this. Let's clear these trees, kind of in the way, and I can't really see much anyway with them here. So we'll just kind of clear out the plants, and then you can now build a matrix lab. So I don't think I did actually get matrix lab. Use to produce matrices and research technologies. More matrix labs, the faster the product. Okay, so that makes sense. And then those actual matrices that it is referring to, these require the coil, the magnetic coil, and the circuit board, so we're going to have to automate those, as we would expect to have to do. So this is going to require several steps. So these are actually made directly from the ore. So we potentially will want a couple miners here because we're going to need to take some ore as well as actually send the ore then into a smelter to smelt it. But let's go ahead and get started here with some belts while we're at it. This looks like... Okay, so we're actually missing the plates, potentially. Oh, I didn't actually mine these. I probably can't make... I have one Tesla tower. I don't think I can get power over here quite yet. A wind turbine. We actually probably will want another wind turbine, to be quite honest. Go ahead and make one of those. And then we'll get a few of these going. There we go. Okay. So we'll do that. Get some belt going. Core energy will deplete soon, so that's not a good thing. Let's go ahead and put some wood in here. Seems like the best option. I don't really know like what else wood's really used for, so do that. Just get ourselves some energy there. Try to offset that. Okay, so since we will need more power anyway, I'm going to just put the turbine. I was going to put it there. I kind of like to take advantage of the... Maybe putting it here. Take advantage of the fact that this provides power and actually provides a power coverage area as well. I could have just stuck it out here, but I feel like then this is kind of going to waste a little bit. And it is a bit loud. So we kind of have... We have two separate power networks now at this point. We will need to connect them eventually, but for now, this is probably fine. And then we will want our smelters here. Let's see. So I can build a matrix slab, which we are aware of. So this is coming out this way. I'm trying to figure out... And I've somehow turned on space navigation, but somehow turned on a grid. I don't... It's a grid... I guess when I'm in build mode, it's on. Still getting used to things. Okay, so this comes out here. We will need iron and copper. So what if we build... I'm seeing how much space we have out this way. We have a bit of space. We may have to weave things around a little bit, but I'm thinking if we meet up, like bring our copper out here and then have our iron kind of run perhaps this way, they could meet up, or just have the iron run this way. I think we could just have these probably meet up here. So with that in mind, let's actually take our smelters first, and let's place these like... let's turn around so we can see here. Let's place these... That's going to go there. I think... Maybe place this here. You guys did have some great suggestions in the comments last time of like how to deconstruct. I forget exactly what it was. Pretty easy to find out though. And then I did also find out that just left clicking and holding left click will pick stuff up off of like belts on the ground and stuff, so that's really nice. And if I just control click, take that out. So if we run this just along here, so we will need to move that smelter, I think. Angle, lack of items, okay. So we bring that out here. And then this one, if we, let's see here. So this guy, let's go into our hotkeys here really quick just to reconfirm what the deconstruct is. Jump, take off, double click space to take off. Okay, well that's nice. Flying up, activate warp, confirm build, paste recipe, close panel. So many hotkeys to learn here, guys. Holy moly. Okay, X. It's X. So there we go. Nice and easy. And now we can actually take this. I think maybe even putting it right here would work. Okay, now we need one of these guys. So do that. Get him inserting there. I actually built that. Actually built that backwards. You need to keep in mind here that we have to build it in the direction. So from the belt to this for it to actually be input. So there's that, and now I could have moved it even closer, I suppose, but I did want room in case we need to route some other things like above this or next to it or something. We can take advantage though and kind of just extend our power in the general direction we need it to go out this way anyway. So we're going to do that, and then this guy needs to be set to make iron ingots. She is then doing quite well. And we do have some power issues. I think it would be worth our time to connect these up as well. See if we can create 2 power systems. So things are maybe kind of a little close, but seems to go pretty well, I'd say. All right, so now let's actually get some more belt made here if we can. Let's just do several crafts here. It is going to take a little bit. So if we have these come over and meet up, so the first thing we'll need to make for these research matrices is the coils and the circuit boards. Well, the circuit boards just require the basic 2 iron here and then a copper plate or ingot. So we'll work on that first. These are slightly more complicated because we will need these magnets first. Made in a smelting facility, so we would actually smelt these. So we could have these maybe smelting on the other side and output them, or I could just do a whole nother miner and line for this. If we look at some of our ratios here, this thing is doing 60 a minute, so that would be 1 a second, it looks like. And then this thing is doing 210 a minute, which is not quite 4 a second. So this can theoretically support around 4 of these, which is pretty decent. I will need probably at least 2 for the ingots. I think I could support, though, potentially another one here doing these coils. So I don't know if we can do this directly across, if this is going to allow us to do that. I suppose we can find out. We can always deconstruct it if it doesn't, but I am quite curious. That actually needs to move, doesn't it? Place that one too far away. The squares around it is what threw me off there. Okay, so will this let us actually do this? Okay, yeah, so it does collide. That's fine though, because luckily we can basically input this however we want like that. So we could actually do one there and then one here. Maybe it's a little tight there, but I think it's okay. However, I think so. This is going to cripple us here for a short second. I'm gonna go ahead and do that at the very least. Get that guy powered, and then this one is going to go ahead and make these magnets. Now power is, I imagine, going to be an issue once both these turn on, so it would probably be advantageous of us to go ahead and make one more of these for now. And then this is going to output, and we need this guy to output. If we're going to have the ingots, we could have the ingots spit out the back here, because if we have multiple of these in a row. So let's go ahead and take, see if we can line this up here. So we take that, and then we could have these spit out the back as well. So we're going to do that. Let's get a few more belts crafting. We likely will need them. We do get, it looks like 3 belts per craft potentially here. Yeah, so that's actually pretty good. Alright, so we now have that. We only have one of these at the moment, so let's go ahead and get it on this one. So to make that an output, again, we want to drag from the machine to the belt. And there we go. It's now spitting out the ingots, which is quite nice. We also want to make probably a couple more of those. And then this guy is going to spit out the coils, and we would then combine those. So just trying to get our head wrapped around this. We combine those with the copper ingots. So that's going to have to go meet up over here. Now, unfortunately, you know, I have built these a ways away because I wanted to leave space for myself to expand. The downside of that being that we do have quite a lot of distance we need to cover here. And I think I am just going to make the rest of these belts for the time being. So if I come over here, and I just to show you if I get out of construction mode, and I go over here, and I left click, and then I hold this right here, kind of opens this pop-up menu. That's how I can just pick up stuff, so it's not quite as intuitive as you may think, but it certainly works once you get the hang of it. Get that there. And then also, I am quite interested to put our statistics. So, power, consumption demand, generation capacity. So we are on the verge, you can kind of see here. Production, we are producing iron ore, the iron ingots, so doing pretty decent. And then we have all these magnets here, which are, I guess, like boxed up maybe. So we have all those. And this is perhaps where being able to build belt above other belts will come in handy. So if we, let's drag out a bunch of belt here, because we want this to be able to meet up with this guy here. I want to take away from me to turn off these tooltips. So if we drag this out, just kind of plan where we might want to go with this. Let's just drag this out to here, let's say. Maybe get a little more in range. And I'm sure there's research to increase the amount of like robots I have here. Now with our limited fuel and stuff, that's why I'm not doing research. It does just take power and all that just to do our like research by hand. I would rather get the matrix lab and all that stuff built first. Okay, so let's drag that out a little bit. And then I think we may want to make an assembler or two. So we have one assembling machine. Let's start with making these circuits, because those are fairly simple, just the iron and the copper there. If we have this meet up, let's have this come down. Let's have this be like, zoom in a little bit so I can see this better. Let's have this go here perhaps? Okay, so if we select this, we want it to make this. And I don't see any sort of indication of a dedicated input and output, so I would imagine, just like the other things, I could simply just have this input and output from whichever direction I like. Now I don't see necessarily, if we look here, there's boxes and stuff. I don't really see anything such as like a splitter to like split resources different ways. So it looks like we may be limited to just the one belt to pull off of, unless we want to add more belts of smelting, which we may actually have to do. That may be better than just adding more smelters to a belt. I'm not entirely sure. Length, speed. So this can move 6 cargoes a second, and this is making about 1 a second, I believe. So this could technically support about 6, theoretically. So let's go ahead and just set this up. And these are like one laned, so there's not really any combining of resources on a belt, at least not these. Maybe there's some more advanced belts. So if we just have iron kind of run, let's just see here. So maybe too close, I think. So if we have iron just run here, let's just build this for now. See what happens. See if we can have. Okay, so that's gonna be our iron. So let's do that. And then we're going to take more belt, and we're going to have this connect up. So this is going to have to do a little curve here. That's fine. It kind of just does it for us automatically. It's quite nice. This will all need power, but let's just get it built out first. So as it's swinging around the curve there, let's also get some more belt crafting for ourselves. Just probably 15 is almost good enough, I'd say. And then this guy, let's drag this out here. Lack of items, of course, but that's pretty close. I'm curious, what are we lacking? The iron again, I'd imagine. And it will automatically pick that up for us. Now our robot is out of fuel again, almost, so let's just go ahead and preemptively do that. And then we will need some more. These guys, we will start getting all this stuff automated, but the research, I think, is what I would like to start with right now. So we'll just get that input there. And then this will make those. It will take 2 times as much iron, keep in mind. And this one does actually reach, so we could fairly easily just do this, and I don't know what else I plan to build right there necessarily, so just place that there. Now if we take a look at our graphs, looks like we're still potentially overutilizing our our power here that we have available, but that's okay. let's get, let's come over here. Let's exit build mode. Some of that. Get some of those. Okay. Just because I want to be able to craft some more belt and stuff. And then, what else will we need? We'll need another assembling machine. So this is going to be fairly expensive. Looks like more iron potentially. It's going to have to pick up a bunch of this. Could be copper as well. So let's make one of these. So we want to make the coil, or the these guys here. It's going to require the magnets and then also the copper. So the copper, the magnets, we're going to have to do some sort of above, either the magnets above the belt, the iron belt, or the iron belt above that to kind of pass over. This guy also does need to output somewhere. And this is where things get potentially a little finicky. Now, the fact that these seem to only be one-sided belts, I think, does allow us the opportunity to do some funky things, but for now, I'm trying to figure out where we have to build here. So that's going to make that. Let's say we want another circuit machine on the other side of it, potentially. If I do this, I don't know. Just see what happens. I'm not sure if that's going to be able to run underneath it or not. Okay, so if we come back down to ground level, not that one, spin ourselves around here. That one looks like it can pass under it, so that's fantastic. And then let's go ahead and take this guy, spin ourselves back around here. Sorry if it's a little disorienting. And there we go. It's spitting out the circuits all boxed up and ready to go. So there's that. And then these guys, let's go ahead and run this while we're at it. Let's get some more belts built, as many as we can at least. Okay, so we have these, and these are going to need to combine with the copper, which of course is over here. Again, there doesn't seem to be any sort of like splitting system or anything like that, so we're just going to have to kind of finagle around. I'm going to just clear all these trees, get ourselves some fuel, clear some build room in the process. Okay, so those come over. If we run that way, I want to put another circuit machine here potentially, and then, because this really doesn't make that many, it takes 1 second, we get 2, so it's like, that's 2 a second. These can move 6 a second, so that theoretically could support another one of those. If we have the copper come over, so we will want another one. So I'm going to just kind of try to pre-plan here a little bit. Lack of material. Okay, well, I'm going to assume that it's iron. Okay, so the copper is going to go there. That's going to go there. I'm just trying to figure out how exactly we want to do these coils. Ideally, I'd like to do them here. So this is going to get very spaghetti, is a term I'm going to use here. Because, so if we line this up, because of just the fact that there doesn't seem, at least yet, we haven't seemed to have found a way to, I think I built that too close. Yeah. A way to split belts or anything like that. I think that's too close. Well, I mean, this is where the belt needs to go, so yeah, that's too close. Let's exit, get that. Let's build it one farther away, line it up with this guy. Okay, let's build one more of these. Actually gonna need several more of these. Get that input there. I don't know, perhaps I could have built this closer, actually. It's fine where it is, though. So this is going to come over. What we're going to do is we're going to have the copper. The copper is going to do something a little wonky here. Actually, I may rearrange this setup now that I'm looking at it. So if the copper, well, comes over, okay. Let's build that out there. So if we take one of these, it looks to be, this is 4 tiles wide, so we need a space, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that there. So this theoretically should work. I'm gonna just extend it one more to be safe. And then this one, we're actually going to have it raise up because I'm gonna want it to come over this iron for right now. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna come back down. Must be horizontal when turning. Okay. So yes, this is very wonky, guys. This is I'm still getting used to the mechanics in such of everything in the game. So lack of items, of course, there. If we do like that to kind of meet with this and split out, so let's go ahead and just get a little more iron. Oh, that's not iron. And then we can actually start our research and all that stuff. All right. Okie doke. So there we go. This guy is going to make these. And then, last but certainly not least, we need one of these. If I can get some more iron. So much iron. So very much iron that we need. I think I will start putting these in boxes. We do have the ability to do that. I'm just trying to get some automation of some sort going here, if at all possible. Okay. So now, if we take this, I kind of just want this guy to come out. And let's build one last one of these. And this is going to output directly onto that belt, albeit a little crooked. And maybe even a wind turbine would be good. Not quite enough iron for that. Because we are still kind of close to maxing our power here. Maybe not enough copper, or these guys, I suppose. Okay. And then these should be what we need there. We could turn on the building icons. That would actually give us a bit better indication of what's happening here. And there we go. Okay, so we have one turbine there. Get that guy there. It is missing power. We kind of need to extend things this way anyway, so just get our Teslas extended out here. Try to take advantage of the reach. And this theoretically 45 a minute, so a bit less than 1 a second here, or so it says. It is lacking copper, so this is, it says 6 cargoes a second, but it's lacking these as well. Interesting. All right. And I think this may be a decent place to stop. The last thing we would want to do, potentially, is make one more assembling machine. Because I would assume that that's what this is made in. And made in a research facility. Okay, wait, maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe we just input those. Okay, so leaving room, one there, that's gonna come there. We build this, just leave ourselves some room. Again, I know this is very, very spaghetti. We will just have to deal with what we have here. Okay.
Matrix Lab. You can use it to make super matrices, or research technologies that require them to unlock. The super matrices are the source code of the center brain for maintaining the homeworld. You can upload as many super matrices to the center brain as possible. You can be benefit to unlock more actual world technologies by operating the homeworld simultaneously.
Can upload as many to the brain as possible. You can benefit to unlock actual world technologies by operating the home world simultaneously. So that sounds pretty cool. So this is passing underneath that, I think. So if we do that, also let's make, probably gonna need 2 more of those, I would imagine. Yeah, so I've been setting these kind of a little too far away, but that's okay. They do have the reach for it, at least. And then this one, 3 more. Just go ahead and go up 1. That. Come down. So. Get ourselves maybe a little more of a top-down view here for things. And then this guy could actually come over here. It's going to do a little bit of a weird curve like that, but angle too wide. I don't think so. Oh. Well, no, that should work. Is it because it's right on the edge that actually could potentially be the issue? Alright, well, we'll just run this straight for now. Yeah, it was like on the support pillar here. And then this one, we'll get some power. Again, this is very messy, but, you know, it's how we're starting out. Okay, so we're making these now, which is fantastic. Probably definitely some power issues, I would imagine. Yes. Okay, so this is super cool. So this is making these. Now, if I actually do research, I don't know. So if we like, for example, take this, made in, so if we do that, so this is manual research. I need some way to actually do the research automatically. So the lab thing is just making the research components. It's not actually doing the research for me. Okay, well, I suppose I can just take them, but it's going to be very slow, as you might imagine. So I will need to see what we can do about actually getting the research done. Do some looking around the tech tree a bit more to figure out what exactly we need to grab for that. I don't see anything immediately obvious for that, but I'm sure there's an easy enough way to look through that. And then also some upgrades for our mech would certainly be a good idea. A mecha core and all that stuff. But I'm hoping that while I'm doing this research currently, I'm hoping to be able to get some of this graphite so we can actually have some more energy in our mech, because we are quite low on that. But this seems like a good stopping point. I'm very happy with what we got done today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Our factory is a bit of a mess, but I do like the way it's organically shaping up. And if you have any more thoughts and tips, leave them below. I hope you are enjoying. If you are, likes appreciated. If you're new, feel free to subscribe to keep up with all the content. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.